Updates. Well, in this particular video, we will be exploring the official TOEFL Junior Standard Test Structure released from the official organization which has tied up with Government of Andhra Pradesh ETS, Educational Testing Services. So dear viewers, before we explore the process of the listening area and TOEFL structure, please go to playlist and access various educational and subject enriching contents. So for this, you need to click on the playlist option after home, videos and shorts. Then you will get to see the following picture where you can click on this down arrow button to access all the educational and subject enriching contents. To cite a few, FA2 question paper, model paper practice test, SCRT September syllabus words, ICT Information Communication Technology, SCRT August syllabus, IFP Interactive Flat Panel Digital Education Live Demos, and many more to get watch and get benefited. So here CBSE and more importantly Samagra Shiksha activities plus SSC 10th class syllabus model papers and analysis videos. So my dear friends, you can go to playlist and access We Love Reading, TOEFL Junior Primary Content videos and many more of such kind. So now let's move on to the actual presentation of the TOEFL standard structure regarding juniors. Hello dear teachers of Andhra Pradesh. Greetings to you all from the SCRT and welcome to awareness videos on TOEFL initiative. As you all know that the government of AP has introduced a new initiative regarding English language proficiency development in the form of TOEFL, standing for Test of English as a Foreign Language. So dear viewers, in this particular video, we will be exploring the TOEFL listening aspects by creating awareness on the components of the listening section. So dear viewers, in this video, we will be knowing the objectives of the listening section, followed by test nature of listening section. Thirdly, types of talks and the types of listening materials that we discover during the process of TOEFL implementation. And lastly, types of questions and the types of strategies we try to implement for promoting listening comprehension among our students. So at the outset, we will discuss the TOEFL Juniors Standard Test Structure. So dear viewers, let's get started. Number 1. So at the outset, the overall structure of the TOEFL Juniors Standard Test. So the table which is shown on the screen tells us the structure of the test. Please pay attention to these three columns. Column number 1, sections. It has three subsections: listening comprehension, language form and meaning, and thirdly, reading comprehension. The second column includes the number of questions that are there for each section. So 42, 42, 42 respectively for listening comprehension, language form and meaning, LFM and RC, reading comprehension, followed by the third column, time or duration of the test for each section of the TOEFL standard test. So 40 minutes for listening comprehension, 25 minutes for language form and meaning, which means grammar and vocabulary, which we discuss separately, and the 50 minutes for reading comprehension. So amounting to 1 hour 55 minutes. The total duration of the TOEFL Junior Standard Test is 1 hour 55 minutes, having 42 minutes for each section of the test. Now we will discuss exclusively focus on listening section of the TOEFL Juniors Standard Test. So please pay attention and get some awareness on this listening section. So my dear friends, the listening comprehension section tries to measure our ability to listen to understand English for three purposes. Number one, interpersonal purpose. Number two, navigational purpose. And thirdly, academic purpose. So we will discuss these three important or key terms that are used by ETS, standardized TOEFL organization. We will discuss one by one. The second objective is to test an individual's ability to comprehend, evaluate capacity to stay focused, assimilate and analyze information for making quick notes and decisions while listening. So these are the two objectives that are behind the framing of the listening section by ETS or Standard American Universities. So we will discuss the three terms here. Number one, interpersonal. So interpersonal we mean here social personal interactions comprising conversations, discussions, intentions, attitudes, emotions of the speaker. So by listening to the passages or talks, we have to infer, derive and understand or analyze the different aspects of the speaker under interpersonal purposes of the English. The second one is navigational. So what does the word navigational mean? Understanding directions, instructions to make quick decisions after listening to the text. The third purpose is academic purpose, which includes subject specific, maybe biological subject or scientific or technology aspects or mathematics related or any academic topics or talks recorded in the form of spoken English and presented to us as a listening text. So these are academic studies for in an English speaking environment. So ESC stands for English speaking environment where you go abroad and pursue your higher studies. So at that time, whether we will be able to follow the lectures of the American professors, so this is being captured in the form of academic talks under TOEFL listening section. So this is the brief background of the listening section. Now dear viewers, let's go to the nature of the listening section. And students are asked to answer wide variety of conversations or talks or instructions recorded in English. So number of questions will be 42. Nature of questions will be multiple choice questions, and please do note that no negative marking for this TOEFL standard test. And duration allotted for listening section is 42 minutes. Now with this understanding, let's move on to the sample OMR sheet for listening section. So dear viewers, please look at the screen carefully, and this is the sample OMR space for listening section having 42 questions with 4 options, and these are the samples to be supplied for the students in order to practice the listening section. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is types of talks or listening material. So dear friends, so there will be 3 types of talks recorded in the form of spoken English from the listening section area. The first type of talk will be having a teacher or other school staff members talking to students. Each talk is followed by one question. Now let us look at the sample test item, sample item A regarding the first type of talk. So listen to a high school principal talking to the school students. It reads, I have a very special announcement to make. This year, not just one, but 3 of our students will be receiving national awards for their academic achievements. Krista Connor, Martin Chon, Shreya Patel have all been chosen for their hard work and consistently high marks. It is very unusual for one school to have so many students receive this award in a single year. What is the subject of the announcement? So like this, there will be a tiny announcement or tiny description under listening section type of talk 1. and we have to listen to the text carefully and answer the questions that follow. The question is, what is the subject of the announcement? So look at the questions applied to you and read the four multiple choices and choose the best answer to each question and mark the letter of the correct answer on the answer sheet. This is the type 1 talk. So dear viewers, look at the question. So as a strategy, first look at the question, read the options and go back to the text and focus on the main details of the listening text in terms of listening, and mind that the listening text will be played only once. Now this is sample item B, and look at the transcription of the text and look at the questions, and this is the second type of the listening section. The second type of talk will contain short conversations. Each conversation is followed by 3 or more questions. So this is the second type. Look at the transcription of the text. Listen to a conversation between two friends at a school. Lisa, boy's name, and Jeff, girl's name. So here Lisa's girl name and Jeff, boy name. So this is the conversation between two students, and after listening to the text in a careful manner, we need to attempt the test. So what are the speakers mainly discussing? A new art project, an assignment for their art class. C, an art display inside the public library. D, a painting that girl saw the downtown. So we need to listen to the text carefully. So here the text is provided. So we are going to the cursory details of the text. So here downtown is mentioned. A big project is going on. It's a notice. So like this, listening to the main details of the specific details of the text, we need to attempt. So answer is a painting that the girl saw downtown. Downtown is center of the city or town. So why is the boy excited? So these are the types of questions we discuss at the end of the presentation. Where does the boy say he may go this weekend? So to the zoo, to an art store, to Main Street, to the public library. So if we go back to the text, here there is a mention of zoo. But the discussion that previously took place is different. So we have to cross-check and pay specific attention to the question framed in the examination or the test. The last one reads, why does the girl suggest that the boy go to the art room? So this is a reasoning, extracting the reasoning skills of the students. Now the third type will be academic discussion or academic topic. So each talk or discussion will be followed by 4 or more questions. So this is a sample discussion, academics discussion on biology topic about ants. So discuss the academic discussion in a very careful manner presented by a professor. This is a very lengthy text. You have to listen carefully with the headphones and then followed by looking at the questions and cross-checking and going back and answering the questions. So what is the what is the main topic of the talk? This is a very global question, looking for the main details of the listening text. The eighth one is, according to the teacher, what is one activity that the most leaf cutter ants and people do? So what is the commonality? Like that we need to infer. What does the teacher say many people think must be true about the leaf cutters ants? They eat leaves, they live in plants, they have sharp teeth, they are especially large. So all are correlational, but one will be standing out of that. So like that, you need to read between the you need to listen to the text carefully and answer the questions. So the next item of the presentation is types of questions and the types of strategies we need to incorporate or apply for getting succeeded in this TOEFL listening section. So dear viewers, look at the types of test: academic text, non-academic text. So academic lectures and discussions, there will be 4 extracts having 180 seconds long. Formal language, technical vocabulary, topics you discuss during school lessons. Non-academic will be short conversations, classroom instructions, 16 questions with 90 to 120 seconds length conversations, followed by classroom instructions having 10 questions for about 20 to 45 seconds long monologues. Now, under listening comprehension, we need to think of the now types of questions. The types of questions are speaker purpose questions, secondly, rhetorical questions, thirdly, main idea questions, fourthly, inference type questions, and fifthly, prediction type questions, sixth one, detailed questions, and lastly, pragmatic type of questions. These discussions on types of questions we take up in the next slide. So these are the descriptions of the questions. The first one is main idea type questions, which we require the students to identify, interpret, and paraphrase the important points. The aim of this type is to understand the overall meaning of a short conversation. As we looked previously, what is the passage about? What is the speaker's main idea? Such type of questions come under or figure under main idea questions. Speaker's purpose questions. The purpose is to understand overall reason that the speaker is presenting certain information or why two speakers are discussing a specific topic. The third type is rhetorical device questions. It focuses on the speaker's more specific purpose for understanding or discussing information at a certain point within the context of the listening material. So this is very important. The fourth one is inference based questions. This type of questions ask about specific information that is implied but not specifically stated. So you may not get the answer as it is or lifted from the listening passage. You have to infer or deduce or analyze and arrive at proper conclusion. It's called inference question. The fifth one is prediction type questions. Ask the test taker to predict an action that will be likely to taking place based on what is said by the speaker. So as you understand that, prediction means you make an educated or intelligent guess based on the type of text you listen to. The next one is pragmatic type, required to understand meaning created by changes in stress and intonation. This is called prosody in English. So this accent, fall, rise intonation, and based on the emotions and attitudes are the implied tones, we need to understand the pragmatic types of questions. And the last one is detailed questions, which include identifying the details that are important to the central theme. These are called global questions in the listening section. So dear viewers, let us now recapitulate what we have learnt from this presentation. Let's go back. Types of questions and the types of strategies. Sample questions from third type of talk 3, type of talk 2, and type of talk 1. And sample question test items followed by types of questions. And secondly, we discussed the nature of the listening test and sample OMR sheet. And at the beginning, we looked at the objectives of the listening test. And with this, we can understand the listening section components and attempting the test item successfully with this awareness. So wish you all happy learning and keep learning. Have a great day ahead, my dear friends. If you have any queries or questions, please do comment and ask us in the forum. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead.